People, we're here with Match of the Week, Week 4. We got the hype song in the background, ultimate hype song. This week is the return of Drolo. Drolo has been in 2 of our 3 Match of the Weeks thus far. So shout outs to him, always in the clutch. His opponent is Tiny, aka Jade Trickster 07. Holy smokes, hype song's a little too hype, I gotta turn it down. okay, but, alrighty. So, so this was our, week 4 match of the week. It was actually a really big toss-up between this week and my match for what match of the week would be. My match with Skeet City was also very close. It actually came down to I misplayed by going for Nasty Plot instead of just attacking. But I got a really lucky roll, a min roll, so my Naganadel lived and kind of like yoked the Victini. So I got lucky there. He still could have flinched me down and won. It would have come down to a few 50-50s. But yeah, I'm very lucky for what transpired there. Yeah. Yeah, I did not play very well, but I still managed to win. It goes to show that I'm being carried by fat. Alright, whatever. Enough dissing myself. I'm 4-0, baby. Okay. So this match is between two. So Drolo is 0-3. He lost out in division as he moves on to week 4, which is the first week of conference week. So you're gonna play the other 4 people in your conference that you haven't already played. So Drolo, yeah. So this game is pretty dope. Drolo brings his classic Sun Core with Heliolisk. He brings webs. No Cresselia though, but I think this is like almost the exact same team he brought versus me last week. I know for a fact he had the Sun Core, he had Araquanid, he had Mudsdale, he had Doublade, so I think it was Cresselia over Bulu, but that's about the only difference. So he obviously likes his team, even though he's 0-3. He's also used a lot of free agencies, moved around his team a bunch, but he likes his Sun Terrain Core. He's part of Zard Gang with Shandy. Unfortunately, Zard Gang is not doing so well, but yeah. So Drolo's team is pretty cool. We'll talk about it in a sec, but let's move on to the good dude J Trickster 07 Tiny. His team is also pretty heat. He's got Mega Scizor, Sylveon. Didn't bring his dragon. I don't even know if he has a dragon type on this team. Maybe it's like. No, I don't even think he does. I know he's Dottler, Piloswine, Talonflame. I think he has a water type, like maybe he drops Suicune or something. I don't know. I don't know what his team is looking like anymore, to be completely honest. But okay. Let's take a look at the teams that they brought for this week. So right away, you see the classic Sun Core on Drolo. You see webs, you see Mudsdale might be Stealth Rocks, but judging by the fact that Araquanid is almost always webs, probably is not. Doublade is like his breaker, same with this. He probably finishes the game off with Bulu or Heliolisk. So this is a pretty big hyper offense build. Your defensive backbone's Mudsdale, which, I mean, if you're looking at it, this isn't really a defensive backbone-esque Pokemon. I mean, it doesn't really get reliable recovery, and yes, Stamina's cool, but you have no way to heal it back up aside from its own leftovers. Which can get knocked off by the Mega Scizor if that's what it's running. So yeah, Drolo's game plan here is absolutely to just put on the pressure, but let's see if he'll be able to do it against the beefy offense of J Trickster. You got the Mega Scizor, could be running Swords Dance, could be running Curse. Curse would be good here as the only thing that could probably really touch it is Zard. And he's got Minior as his big Zard check. This will probably Shell Smash up. It'll be interesting to see how he breaks through the Mudsdale and the Doublade, but if he can knock this Zard down and he's got like Swords Dancer, Curse, Mega Scizor in the back. He's in a pretty good shape. Zoroark is great here as it outspeeds the whole team except for Heliolisk. And you have some good targets to um to disguise as. Snorlax is probably just gonna do his standard Snorlax things. Bulu might be able to break it down, but you don't really want to be switching Bulu in because then Snorlax gets grassy terrain healing. And the last thing anybody wants is to see Snorlax heal. Lucario seems pretty terrible in this matchup. Yeah, it doesn't get any boosts from Justified. So, yeah, Lucario does not look good. I don't know what it's really gonna do here. Well, actually, I do, but like we'll see. So yeah, right away it's looking like Heliolisk looks really good versus Jade Trickster if he could wear down the Snorlax, and the Minior a bit. Well, actually, Heliolisk might be able to live one if the Minior's unboosted. But yeah, webs are going to be really good to help here to make sure Zoroark doesn't outspeed the Zard, get a sneaky Dark Pulse off. Helps Doublade break, helps Bulu break. Alright, let's just get right into it. So Minior on Mudsdale lead, so he does not lead for the webs. I'm assuming this Minior lead was on the Araquanid, because you definitely take the attack and you're able to... You might be Shell Smash Rock Blast, and he's able to break through the Sash. We don't really know what this thing's going to do. If this is his lead, it's probably actually Rocks, so... It's looking right here like Mudsdale's going to get Rocks. Also, something I should mention... Yeah, really quick, something I should mention that's a bit weird, considering that Tiny is going up against webs, is that he doesn't have any defog, or like, he doesn't have any real defog. Yeah, so, I mean, Minior might get defog. I don't really think you want to be running defog on this thing, to be completely honest. If it is his defogger, then, oh, whatever. But, okay, let's see what happens on this turn 1. He just goes right for the Shell Smash, no fucks. That's a classic Tiny move. He gets Iron-Headed and taken his Sash. Goes into Shields Down mode. So, okay, right away you're wondering, okay, this thing probably, now that the Sash is taken, it's going to be able to Acrobatics, maybe net a kill on the Mudsdale, but this thing's pretty damn beefy. You don't know. It is at +2 Minior though, so let's see. He goes for the Acro and it does 89, so it does not kill. Gets the stamina boost and he finishes the job with Ironhead. So Minior down 5-6. Mudsdale's very weakened. You're able to bring in your... You're probably able to bring in your... Lucario if it's... Yeah, Lucario nets the kill. So this is pretty obviously Zoroark. The Mudsdale goes down. Zard comes in, probably not realizing that this is Zoroark. I'm thinking this is going to be able to get another sneaky Dark Pulse off. It does 45, which is like tough damage. It's definitely not Specs with that kind of damage. He's going to be able to fire off the Weather Ball, or the Fire Blast, and the Fire Blast just KOs the Zoroark. So right away you're wondering, how am I going to break this now that the Minior's down? So the Zoroark goes down. We're going to see what Jade Trickster brings in. You're going to bring in IDK the Snorlax. That's like your pretty go-to. This Spadef is gruesome. Body slams, no para, but it does 43 to the Bulu, and this CC is going to OHKO. So he stays in, probably not expecting the CC. What's coming in here? Lucario is coming in. Okay, into Doublade. The Flash Cannon does 33. He's Lorb Special. So, this might actually be able to put some work in. Gets the Calm Mind off. So, okay, let's pause right here. We're on turn 8, and 4 Pokemon have died. Yeah. I really don't know how I feel. This is probably just me liking the fat ass, like, beefy teams, but, yeah, I don't know why you're stacking all your stuff. I suppose that neither of these teams really have their defensive backbones that switch in very well. And I suppose that's just a difference in play style. But like you're like throwing all your offense onto throwing all your offense, yeah, the game's gonna last like 15, 20 turns. Okay, but you Calm Mind up. Let's see what the Doublade does. The Doublade swords dances. Okay, so depending on what this Lucario has, it might just be able to seal the Doublade. And then at this point, you're looking at, okay, Zard's gonna come in. What's my Zard switch in? At this point, your Zard switch in is Sylveon. But if you're able to clean up the Doublade, all of a sudden Sylveon's looking a lot more powerful because Araquanid or Bulu has to come in. And Araquanid and Bulu don't really want to deal with the Scizor, although Araquanid actually seems like really good versus the rest of his team. Should not have sacked the Minior so early. So he Flash Cannon, so he doesn't actually have anything better. I don't know. Okay, no, he doesn't actually have Dark Pulse. Okay, so he takes the CC, so he dies. At this point, it's 5-2. Yeah, so okay, I don't really know what Scizor is gonna do to get rid of this Zard. And obviously Sylveon's not coming in on the Doublade. So Shadow Sneaks for 29 on the Swords Dance. Shadow Sneak was definitely not the play. You CC. I don't know why he Shadow Sneaked again. Does the Scizor roost up? No, he dual Wing Beats. Okay, so he dual Wing Beats to knock out the Doublade. Dual Wing Beat, depending on how fast this thing is going to be able to take care of these two. At the very least, it'll speed tie with Bulu. And then it's just a matter of how many bullet punches can knock out those two. So, okay. Next, he sends in the Zard. Bullet Punch does 48, and Fire Blast misses. That's really bad for Jolo. Yeah, okay. Heliolisk might be able to live one Bullet Punch, and depending on Solar Power, probably KO's his back. But here's the thing: do you even keep this in? I feel like you, on the Sylveon, you swap to Heliolisk, or got that backwards. On the Heliolisk, you swap to Sylveon. It's gonna basically take anything unless it's like Throat Spray Hyper Voice that he's gonna be able to get the +1. Then Sylveon's kind of in hot water, but we'll see what happens. The dodge is that Fire Blast. Ultimate Shandy, always in the chat. J Trickster ooping, but you know he's really elated actually. Okay. So Arak comes in. This thing's just gonna pass away to a dual Wing Beat. Yeah, maybe not the play. Once you lose Stun, you lose out on Solar Power Heliolisk, and then what are you gonna do? Okay, so he Bullet Punches for 84 here. Interesting. So I don't think Bullet Punch is your play at all. I think you go to Sylveon here. Yeah, because Solar Power Thunderbolt is gonna be able to pick up the KO there. What? Why is he not Solar Power? Why is he Dry Skin? Drolo, come on. Okay, so let's see. Do you Wish here? That's a crit Volt. Wish. The Hyper Voices. So it's looking like Luz is going to be able to tank the Wood. Never mind. Does not tank the Wood Hammer because it's, yeah. So that's the game. 17 turns. Hyper Offense versus Hyper Offense. Game of the week. The top of Bulu, I forgot to mention, goes down. So he wins on a 3% Heliolisk. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Got a lot of content coming out for the SDL at the end of this week. And the start of next week, we'll have the mid-season power rankings that'll be coming out sometime, hopefully, this week. I have a plan for a top 5 overrated and top 5 underrated Pokemon through the first half of the SDL. Hopefully, that can come out soon as well. We'll see. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. And remember, Olivia is the greatest draft player in the league. Peace.